Last week here on Revolution, 𝐬𝐮𝐬𝐫𝐞 inside of the U.F.O Ford took home a championship win. He's trying to hang on to that championship flag here tonight as we kick off the final week in the last episode of Revolution here tonight. And there you see 𝐬𝐮𝐬𝐫𝐞 in the U.F.O Ford. He's trying to hang on to that championship flag. He's trying to get a big time win and move on into Smashdown next season. Here's how round one action is going to be breaking down. Up first, we're going to see Stone Crusher taking on Midnight Rider. Then the Cowboy going to go one-on-one with the Gravedigger. And that's how round one action is going to be starting at the top left corner of this racing bracket. And up first, coming to the line, it's the return of Austin Grozier out of Virginia Beach, Virginia. Here's the Stone Crusher Ford. He's now ready to take on Justin Lamb inside of the Midnight Rider. Both of these drivers are trying to get a big win out here tonight because the winner of tonight's show will retire the Revolution flag and their winnings will go over to Smashdown and they're going to join that roster for the August season. Both drivers staged and ready to go. The green light goes down off the line. Midnight Rider with the lead. The Stone Crusher's right there. It's Justin Lamb. Looks like he got the win here tonight, but Austin Grozier in the Stone Crusher Ford on the outside. Lane was right there with him all the way down inside of the shutdown area. Your winner as we look at the photo finish will be Justin Lamb inside of the Midnight Rider. He gets a round one victory over the Stone Crusher, but next up the Phenom returns. Hailing out of Kill Devil Hills, North Carolina, Rich Wagner in the Gravedigger. He's now ready to take on the last outlaw out of Bushnell, Florida, 𝐃𝐨𝐧'𝐭 in the Cowboy Chevrolet, now staged up on the other side. So we're going to get a great battle here tonight between two bow-tie Chevrolets in round one. Two longtime MTA veterans, the Cowboy taking on the Gravedigger. Here's the green light now down the straightaway. They're side by side. They go up and over the first jump. Wagner's all out of shape, but he gets the win here tonight in the Gravedigger as he puts the Cowboy on the trailer for the remainder of the season. Next up here tonight, Jeremy Hiles returning in an Escalade. The punk with all the junk out here on Revolution. He's about to go one-on-one with Kieran Adams inside a crash test dummy. Both these drivers have been on the MTA circuit for about the same amount of time. Kieran Adams over here, he's representing the K&J Motorsports race team on the inside lane. Who's going to be taking it on in a round two competition? Escalade, crash test dummy. Here's the green light off the line to go. Escalade with a lead on him now. Here comes Kieran Adams on the inside. It over goes an Escalade. On the outside lane, he crossed up, hitting the bus stack in the center of the track, and that took crash test dummy to victory lane here tonight in round one. As we go back down and check out the MTA replay, off the line you see Escalade got the whole shot, had a pretty good lead on crash test dummy. Up now over the first jump, they settle it down in no man's land, and that's where Jeremy Hiles in an Escalade, he gets crossed up, hitting the van stack right there in the center, and crash test dummy is your winner. But next up, new kid on the block, Lily Addison back in the Sparkle Smash machine. She's about to go one-on-one with Matthew Brown inside of the Blockhead machine. He's now up here on the outside lane, ready to do battle with the one and the only Sparkle Smash, now ready to go on the inside lane. She hasn't had much luck out here this season. New kid on the block, still getting her feet wet out here on the MTA circuit. We'll see what she's got against the Blockhead. Stage, here's the green light down the straightaway. Blockhead with a whole shot on her. Now Sparkle Smash trying to come back. Over goes Blockhead in the shutdown area. He was trying to gather it up, shut it down, but put it on two wheels. He'll get the win, but over he goes. Sparkle Smash now on the trailer. Next up here tonight, inside of round one action, Eon Frank made his debut at the top of the July season in the all-new Sting. He's now going to go one-on-one with the King of Kings, Bradley Graham inside of King Sling. He's been dominating out here on Revolution. He would want nothing more than to get another win out here on this series and take that winnings over to Smashdown. King Sling ready to go on the outside. Sting on the inside. Green light goes down off the line. They're side by side. Sting down with a slight lead, but here comes King Sling on the inside, making a little bit of contact inside of the shutdown area. What an incredibly close race here tonight in round one action as we go back and check out the MTA photo finish. Your winner is going to be the new kid on the block, Eon Frank in the Sting machine. He'll put the King of Kings out early in round one. Next up here tonight, Cam Blank. He made it to the finals last week, the Iron Warrior Ford, all the way out of Hagerstown, Maryland. He's now taking on Robbie Keaton in the Rampage Dodge out of Champaign, Illinois. He's ready to go on the inside lane over here, so a great matchup between Ford and Dodge. And again, Iron Warrior, Cam Blank, he made it to the final round showdown last week. He lost out to U.F.O. We'll see if he can make it back there again tonight. He's got to go through Rampage. The green light drops down. Iron Warrior now with a the lead on him, but Rampage ain't going away easy. And Iron Warrior will take home a round 1 victory here tonight over the Rampage Dodge. He goes on the trailer and back to Champaign, Illinois. Iron Warrior moving on here tonight. And next up in round 1, Jimmy Clancy returns in the tailgater. He's about to go one-on-one with the Iceman, Jeffrey Skipper, Monster Energy. He's out here driving for the Renegades Motorsports race team. He's done such a great job over the last couple of weeks, very consistent. He's still looking for that big time win out here. He's got to go through tailgater. He's ready to go on the inside lane. We haven't seen much out of him this season. Hopefully he's got it dialed in here tonight in the final week of the July season. Green light goes down on the line. Monster Energy now with the lead on him. Here comes Clancy and tailgater on the big end, and he's trying to shut it down. Getting a little broadside down there in that loose dirt, but it looked like the Iceman and Monster Energy may have snuck out a win over the tailgater here tonight in round 1. We go back down and take a look at the photo finish. Your winner by inches will be the Iceman, Jeffrey Skipper. Monster Energy moving on into our round 2 competition. But now it's time to close out round 1. The defending champion, 𝐃𝐨𝐧'𝐭 out of Cinnamon, New Jersey in the U.F.O Ford. He's about to go one-on-one with Jim Cartwright in the Saigon Shaker in his 2nd season. He's out there on the outside lane. He got a big-time win out here a couple of weeks ago on Revolution. He knows he can get the job done. He's got to go through one of the best in the veteran 𝐃𝐨𝐧'𝐭 in U.F.O. Here's the green light down the straight stretch that goes. Shaker with the lead, but here comes 𝐵𝐴𝐺𝐿𝐴𝐻 with the 4 horsepower on the inside lane, and that one came down to the wire. But 𝐃𝐨𝐧'𝐭 and U.F.O pick up a win here tonight in round 1. So the championship flag thus far will stay on the back of U.F.O as we get ready for round 2 competition. Here's how that's going to be breaking down. Midnight Rider takes on the Gravedigger, and then we're going to see the return of Crash Test Dummy taking on Blockhead, and that's how the first matchups of round 2 are going to be shaken down here tonight on Revolution. Up first here tonight inside of round 2, Justin Lamb returning in the Midnight Rider. He's going to be taking on the Phenom in the Gravedigger out of Kill Devil Hills, North Carolina. Rich Wagner ready to go on the outside lane. He's made it to a couple of semis and a final round showdown one time out here in the July season on Revolution. He's trying to get that big time win in the Gravedigger. Justin Lamb and Midnight Rider isn't going to let him get it easy. He's going to run it for all it's worth. Both drivers stage and ready to go, and the green light drops down. Now the Gravedigger with the lead. Here comes Midnight Rider right there with him. A shootout to the finish line, and both drivers have a hard time shutting it down. Right there getting the race whoa in the big end of the track. We go back down and check out the MTA photo finish. Your winner in round 2 is going to be Rich Wagner in the Gravedigger by about half a truck over the Midnight Rider here tonight. Next up in round 2 action, we saw him turn the truck over earlier tonight. Matthew Brown inside of Blockhead. He's now ready to take on Kieran Adams in the Crash Test Dummy out here driving for the K&J Motorsports race team. He's ready to go now on the inside lane. And again, these drivers are all chasing a championship win to get us #1 seed into the Smashdown roster next season. Who's it going to be meeting up with the Gravedigger? Here's the green light now down the straightaway. Blockhead with a hole shot. Crash Test Dummy's right here. Blockhead in trouble. He drives out of it over on the outside lane. What an incredible job by Matthew Brown keeping that truck upright over on the outside. We're going to go back down and check out the MTA replay. Watch this right here on the outside. Blockhead got the hole shot on Crash Test Dummy. They're coming down the straightaway. Watch as they hit the first jump. Blockhead noses over hard. He keeps the foot right through the floorboard, tries to drive out of it, and he only lost by inches. Kieran Adams and Crash Test Dummy is your winner here tonight in round 2. But what a job by Matthew Brown inside of Blockhead. Next up here tonight in round 2 action is the return of Eon Frankenstein. We just saw him knock off the King of Kings, Bradley Graham and King Sling earlier tonight. He's now lining up against last week's finalist, Cam Blank, and the Iron Warrior Ford now ready to go over here on the inside lane. So he's got his hands full because Cam Blank and Iron Warrior is one tough cookie out here on the MTA circuit. He's got that truck nice and tight. He's ready to go against Sting. Here's the green light down the straightaway. They go. Sting with the lead, but Iron Warrior pulled back on him now over the cars. And Cam Blank and Iron Warrior get the win as Eon Frank hits the seat container, turning Stinger over here tonight in round 2. He is on the trailer, and Iron Warrior will move on. But now we're going to find out who Iron Warrior is going to go one-on-one with in the next round. Will it be the Iceman, Jeffrey Skipper, or the reigning and defending Revolution champion, 𝐃𝐨𝐧'𝐭 in the U.F.O Ford, all the way out of Cinnamon, New Jersey? If U.F.O wins this race, he'll go into semis and take on the challenger from last week's final round showdown, Cam Blank and Iron Warrior. But Jeffrey Skipper and Monster Energy wants that flag. Here's the green light down the straightaway. They go. U.F.O with the lead on him. Here comes Skipper, and Monster Energy is out of shape. Contact in the shutdown area. What a matchup, and Jeffrey Skipper letting it all hang out here tonight. He knew he had to let that truck fly to try to knock off the champion, and he gets the job done here over U.F.O. He is on the trailer, and the Iceman, Jeffrey Skipper, moves on here tonight in semis, and that's how it's going to be shaken down. Gravedigger takes on Crash Test Dummy, and then Iron Warrior takes on Monster Energy. And coming to the line right now, the Phenom returns. Rich Wagner and the Gravedigger, the former 16-time Thursday Night Thunder champion, about to go one-on-one with Kieran Adams out of the K&J Motorsports race team. These two have met up on the MTA circuit for several years now. One of them always outdoing the other. We're about to see how it's going to throw down here tonight in semifinal competition. Who's going to the finals? Gravedigger, Crash Test Dummy, the green light goes down. The Digger's got the whole shot. Here comes Crash Test Dummy on the inside, and it won't be enough as Rich Wagner in the Gravedigger advance to the finals for the Renegades Motorsports race team here tonight. He gets matched up with one of our next contenders here. Will it be a teammate, Jeffrey Skipper and Monster Energy, or is it going to be Cam Blank and Iron Warrior out of Hagerstown, Maryland? And again, Cam Blank and Iron Warrior went to the final round showdown last week. He's trying to get himself back in there once again, but the Iceman is on a vendetta here tonight. He knocked off the reigning champion in the previous round. We're about to see who's going to match up against the Gravedigger in the finals. Stage, here's the green light now to close out semis. Iron Warrior with a lead, but here comes Skipper once again. Oh, look out, Cam Blank. Over he goes, and Skipper turns it over inside of the shutdown here. Ladies and gentlemen, the pandemonium out here on the track right now. It's not typical we see both trucks roll over, but check this out. Cam Blank and Iron Warrior has a good lead on him down the straightaway. Skipper's coming back on the inside. He's out of shape over there on the outside lane. End over end goes Iron Warrior, and Jeffrey Skipper pulls out a win. He's trying to shut the truck down into the sea container, puts it on two wheels, turning it over here tonight. But what an incredible matchup it was as both drivers roll the trucks over. You typically don't see that, but right now, here back and ready for the final round showdown as Monster Energy takes on the Gravedigger. I'm almost out of breath, ladies and gentlemen. What a matchup we got right here, because both these drivers are driving for the same race team, the Renegades Motorsports race team. They represent the same team members, the same ethics, and right now, they may be teammates behind the scenes, but right now on the track, they're going to be brutal enemies. Who's taking the flag on in the Smashdown next season in the last victory on Revolution? Ladies and gentlemen, Gravedigger, Monster Energy, it's showtime! Down the straightaway they go, side by side, up and over the first jump. Now Monster Energy pulls it out, and Jeffrey Skipper's over in the shutdown area. Ladies and gentlemen, what an incredible final round showdown between two drivers from the Renegades Motorsports race team. The Renegades have dominated Revolution since its debut a couple of months ago. Here's a look at the MTA replay. Off the line, they're pretty much side by side. Gravedigger got a slight hole shot, but the Iceman on the inside and Monster made up the ground. He keeps it low and out of control. He'll get the win by about half a truck or better over the Gravedigger here tonight. So ladies and gentlemen, give it up here tonight for your final Revolution champion, the Iceman, Jeffrey Skipper, Monster Energy. And ladies and gentlemen, some awesome racing here tonight on the final episode of Revolution. Thank you guys once again for always supporting the MTA YouTube channel, and thank you guys for loving the new show, Revolution. We're still going to continue on with Smashdown and Thunder weekly right here on the MTA YouTube channel. Those guys aren't going anywhere. Thank you guys so much. Be sure to crush that subscribe button, and I'll catch you down the road.